Finally, a legit, unbiased opinion on Sonic Frontiers and how it plays. That's right, we've gotten a mention of how Sonic Frontiers is playing behind the scenes.
Wow.
And from someone with an actual reputation in history of games media. Hold the applause, because we also got some new info on the soundtrack, which looks like it won't sound like forces, aka nails on a chalkboard, as well as some very carefully chosen words from Sonic Team big boy, Takashi Iizuka. And with how everything looks now, it's gonna be an amazing holiday this year. So this all started from just a brief mention on a video game podcast. So Jeff Gerstmann of the ironically giant games media outlet, Giant Bomb, talked about how he's heard from people he knows and trusts that Frontiers is looking rather good. I'll play the quick clip, but he doesn't say too much. Just saying that he thinks this will definitely not be a project to skip over when looking at the upcoming slate of titles to cover. So let's play that clip, and then we'll get into what else we've been seeing from all the different interviews and other media coverage around Frontiers. And yes, including Iizuka-san. With all that, we can finally understand the scope of the story Sega is going to deliver with Frontiers in 2022. So without ado, let's roll the first clip.
Next one on our little list.
I heard, and this, I realized that it being the game it is, like this is what I heard, that this game is super impressive. Like, I don't know, the quality of the trailer, like notwithstanding, I heard that this thing could be cool.
The thing we're about to see.
Yes, the thing we're about to see, which is more than I would say.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the title, and
simply
everything you're
skeptical,
saying
but,
doesn't make sense.
I heard it has shown very well behind the scenes.
Oh,
Okay,
is this the game that they teased during the? Yeah. Oh, okay. As a Sonic fan,
okay.
I'm
all right.
I'm excited.
It's made a 6-year-old very happy.
Congratulations! 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 Congratulations!
He said he's heard a little behind the scenes, and basically people he trusts are impressed, so he's impressed. And that makes sense to me. I've seen a little bit too, not too much, because obviously I'm a Sonic channel. Like, I'm specifically tapped into whatever the next Sonic project is. And Jeff over here is a big games media guy. All these guys have a lot of connections to different companies and devs. These relationships are very important for them succeeding in the game of getting exclusives and early coverage, which you kind of have to do if you want to, like, exist. You're changing, I can't stand it. Now, I don't care about other games, really. Only Sonic, right? So obviously, I'm like ultra tapped into this one specific thing. So obviously, my main goal is to try to interact with as many internal people who enjoy funny Raccoon Man.
Hi, how are you?
And I could always use more, please. Don't stop reaching out. And I also want to talk to people on the inside who are smart enough to know that the Sonic Show is the #1 source of all Sonic news, and of course, are subbed and belled like any good Sonic fan is. If you're not subbed and belled, you'll miss out on Frontiers news, you'll miss out on movie news, you'll miss out on Prime news, you'll miss out on Origins news, you will miss out on all the Sonic news. So don't make that mistake. One thing that makes me specifically excited about the gameplay from this game is that so far, everything we're hearing lines up with the leaks. Even the details of the combat lining up and being more interesting lines up perfectly. And we'll get into it in a minute, but Iizuka's words line up too.
Nice.
But honestly, I'm just gonna say it. Get a little hyped, okay? Don't get too hyped if you're gonna cry over it and be like, it's not the perfect game ever. But like, if you want a good Sonic game, I'll tell you from what I've seen, I'm excited. This is gonna be lit. If Forces lacked ambition and change, then this will definitely give us that fix fans desired so badly. Please, Sega, give me my fix! Plus, we know that the game will feature a story from Ian Flynn, someone most of the community upholds as a talented writer and kind of a gem. Ian Flynn has written literally hundreds of Sonic comics at this point, and that number isn't even exaggerated. Hundreds! So for anyone to pretend like they have more experience and would be a better writer, it's absolute cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now! Ian Flynn having more creative control over mainline Sonic games writing is literally the best thing that could happen. If you disagree, comment, I love Sonic Force's story, because even then, it still had more of a story than Generations and even Colors. A lot of people aren't going to want to hear me say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Colors and Generations both had main bosses that lacked character and personality, something crucial for Sonic games. And Forces was them trying their best to address the problem, and that was literally them trying their best. So I think it's best we wipe the slate completely clean and just give it to Ian. If you read the literal zombie outbreak arc they had in the IDW comics, then I trust the direction for a story that's serious and actually intense, but will have the classic lighthearted Sonic moments to pace the story. Obviously, writing and story will be super important to getting the next Sonic game to a level of quality where Sonic will be something you can say you're a fan of without people going, ironically though, right? You don't actually like it, you just ironically play it. You'll be able to walk down the hallways fearless of being beaten up for wearing your Sonic Ahigo jacket 20 days in a row. I trust Ian Flynn will deliver a great story and would be much more worried about how it plays rather than the story. And we'll get into that in a bit with Takashi Iizuka's very carefully chosen words. But first, I got some good news. I know, it's been a while since you heard some. We got an awesome update on Frontiers soundtrack. And for Forces unenjoyers like myself, this could be a very good sign for change in the franchise. Or I guess more so the continuation of change. So, it's been confirmed in an interview with NME, Jun Senoi is confirmed to write the music for Sonic Frontiers, or at least have a hand in it. Maybe not like all Jun. In fact, like certainly not. This is sorta expected as he's been more active in the brand and business side lately.
Hamburger.
As well as the fact that he's one of the very few people who fans have given nothing but consistently positive reactions to. And Sega is not taking any risks with this one. And that's serious. They were literally going to go a new direction and get a new Sonic voice actor, but decided to take a 180 from their original choice and brought back not only Roger Craig Smith,
So thanks. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you.
but what appears to be the rest of the voice cast as well. But back on topic, Jun Senoi. I'm very excited to see him return, as his work on Team Sonic Racing's soundtrack was so good, and he's one of the people who consistently have been putting out quality content, even when the games themselves fail to do so. I would want them to bring back new bass god, Hideki Naganuma, composer for Sonic Rush and the Jet Set Radio soundtracks. Sorry, Lil B, but Hideki is just a little funkier and maybe a little bit more based. However, due to Hideki wanting to own all of his own music, it seems unlikely Sega will be willing to work with him again, outside of a Jet Set Radio revival or re-release, in which case they'd have to get him on. Like, you wouldn't dare do Jet Set Radio without him, would you? So, disappointing, but I understand. And Jude is right up in there in legendary status, so this soundtrack will definitely be something to hear. T. Lope said he was not working on the game, but worked on the song for the trailer. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping this changes. T. Lopes is a blessing for Sonic music, and to have him adding his little touch of funky and catchy synth lines that he so clearly has an ear for would complete the Frontiers OST. Honestly, anything to not have Force's soundtrack again, okay? Tomoyo Otani at this point has cemented himself as a legend, but sometimes the hero lives long enough to become the villain. I think he should have a role as like a consultant or something for sure, but I wouldn't necessarily let him make the Force's soundtrack a second time. I'm honestly convinced that if there was a better soundtrack, people would have forgiven a lot of the flaws of Force's level design since they'd be enjoying the experience itself. Regardless, Frontiers music will definitely be epic. So now, let's get into Takashi's words on the game. So, GamesBeat wrote an article about Sonic Frontiers, and in it, they cite Sonic Team's big lead man, Takashi Iizuka, basically one of the only public faces of the shadow organization known as Sonic Team. And first, the way he describes Frontiers is, Sonic Frontiers is a huge leap towards the franchise delivering an evolved gameplay experience, evolution confirmed, that can be enjoyed by longtime Sonic fans and action-adventure enthusiasts alike. Which makes me rest assured knowing there will be some major gameplay changes. We're not looking at Force's gameplay with an open-world hub. He also goes on to say, with the effort of the talented developers of Sonic Team Japan, questionable statement, We've created an all-new style of gameplay experience for Sonic the Hedgehog, where players will be able to explore lush and expansive landscapes with Sonic's signature speed and abilities. There's sure to be lots of twists and turns around every corner in Sonic Frontiers, and we're excited to unveil more information about the game over the coming months. And these coming months are going to be absolutely wild. I'm so interested in seeing how they drop these reveals in the next few months, as we're finally in 2022, the release year. So by the end of the year, we will certainly have Frontiers in our jars. I mean hands. I meant hands. There is going to be a lot of Sonic coming out in 2022. Maybe even Sonic himself might come out in 2022. And speaking of which, we still haven't seen Origins. Now, don't panic. I know some less respectable Sonic tubers have mentioned that there's a lot of internal struggles of people going on behind the scenes. But guys, there's no proof of that. Think before you believe information. It's possible they're having some issue with making it run natively, which is harder than emulating, but it can't be that hard. Now, I have a theory of what I think is going on with Origins, and as we've seen from the past year, my predictions tend to come true. And this is definitely more wild to throw out there, but there's this modern approach to game sales where I think they're just going to drop it without any warning. They'll show a trailer and then be like, Sonic Origins Collection, out now. And it won't be that crazy because it's not like any original games. They're really just porting to run natively on modern hardware. That's it. So I can totally imagine an announcement with, buy now, and I would be so excited for it. And it's not like it's going to be hard. If it really is just these few titles and they don't add all the extra stuff like they did in the Sonic Mega Collection and all those other collections that are packed with games, in an era where making all of these extras fit on a single disc was a real challenge. And now, fast forward to 2022, Call of Duty is over 300 gigabytes once you download all the base game files. 300 gigabytes! Considering that there's nothing new to sell in Origins, I'm pretty certain they don't want to overhype this one and are just kind of laying back for now. So that's it. Shout out to The Sonic Show, the #1 source of all Sonic news. Subscribe and bell. Bell is more important than subscribing. You know what? Technically, you can't bell if you're not subscribed. But honestly, subbing, yeah, whatever. But belling, ooh, you gotta bell. You gotta bell. I have a Discord server. I never promote it, but I'm actually in it. It's not even just my community. I'm really there. Yes, I know. I am terminally online. Can't be bothered to plug the phone number again. If you want to send me a text, just go to one of my other videos to get it. I can't be bothered. Twitter. Go follow the Twitter because I lose followers anytime I tweet something mildly controversial. And I like to see the number go up, not down. I think that's it, right? Lots of love. Keep watching my videos. Peace.
Final round.
Stop the cap.